Welcome to Ron's Garage this December 1st, 2024. It's a warm Saturday here in Southern California. It's going to get warmer all week, unfortunately. I know there are other parts of the country where my family is. In Nebraska, I went around that zone. It's like in the 40s right now. And here we are at about 68, 70 degrees. And by the end of the week, we're going to be at about 80. So it's going to be a warm beginning of December. So we'll see what the rest of the week holds. But I wanted to give you an update on what's going on. I know one of my previous videos I said, I'm wearing a Nebraska hat because, they're probably going to lose to Wisconsin. Well, as it turned out, they won against Wisconsin, making them bowl eligible since 2016. But then they lost to Iowa again in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter by a field goal, which they've done, it seems like 6 or 7 times in a row. So good job, Hawkeyes. Anyway, enough of that. So I've got a busy Saturday. I'm kind of getting ready for Christmas. I know there's a lot of folks out there, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, who want to pick up horns for their young students. So today is buffing, polishing, and lacquer day. I don't know if I'm going to get to lacquer, but we'll do buffing and polishing. So let me show you what I got here. Okay, so here's the lineup for today. And here's my buffing wheel. And here's my stuff. When I buff, we start with, if required, triple E, okay, which is the stuff I use to really kind of take the first layer of oxidation off the horn. Then we move to, and then I wipe it down. So I wipe it down with microfiber cloth. Then I move on to green. Okay, here's my green. And green gets it all nice and polished and shiny. Kind of takes the edge off the triple E. Then we do red. Red is the jeweler's rouge, which gets that mirror finish. And for the parts that are nickel, blue. So that's my stuff for the day. And here's the lineup of the horns. It may not be in this order, but what we got today is we have a Yamaha YSL 354. Got to buff the slide, lacquer the whole horn. I got a couple 18H directors, just refinishing the slide on this one with Coprion bell. We've got a 1988 Con 18H director. It's a 500 bore 8-inch slide. Buffing the slide, lacquer the horn. Got a 1990 Con 18H. Got to lacquer the whole horn and get it for sale. Then we move down here. I have a 1968 Donald E. Getson Caravelle. Actually, pretty cool horn for a student horn. Slide. Got to buff the slide and lacquer the horn. This one I may not be selling, because I enjoy playing it too much in my jazz band. It's a 1964 Martin Imperial. It's the step just below the committee, and the committee, of course, was kind of pushed aside for the TR 4501, which was the Irby Green model. But the Martin Imperial, pretty fantastic horn. The student level for the Martin in the later, well, kind of mid part of the last century, was the Indiana. So, but the Imperial is the next step up. It's very, very nice horn. A 490 bore, as opposed to the committee, which is like a 483, I believe. And then, of course, the 4501, the Irby Greenhorn, that was a 500. Okay, and we got two of these. We got a 1983 Bach Mercedes 2, got a buff and lacquer. And I got a 1985 Bach Mercedes 2, buff and lacquer. And these are actually quite very nice horns. Bach did away with the Mercedes line to make way for the TBs. Like the TB300, TB200, TB600, the 500, 509, and 525 bores. But these Mercedes, these are pretty cool. If you look up like on the Bach Loyalist website, they talk about how the Mercedes is designed to give an economical option for everything that you love about Bach, except with a manufacturing process that's a little more automated and more economical. And so I've played these. These are fantastic horns. And I got one over here. This one's not for sale, but I want to get this one done. This is one of 3 of Con 20H's. This one happens to be a 1954. The top inner tube on this one is a bit fragile. When straightening it out, I can hear it cracking. So luckily it's 484. I could probably just take the top tube off of a Con 14H director and just swap it out for this one, and it'll be a lot less brittle and more resilient, and it'll be the same bore. I don't know if the Venturi is going to make a big difference, but we'll find out. But like I said, it's one of 3 that I have right now. So that's the lineup for today. Okay, and we're gonna be busy today. about 4 o'clock in the evening. This is part 2 of the video I started earlier today about the production line of horns that I needed to buff and polish, and I just couldn't help it. I got to show you what I got done. So let's see, I started about 10:30 this morning, and it's now 4 o'clock. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. One bathroom break. So here we go. Okay, there's the Bach Mercedes 2. There's the other Bach Mercedes 2. You know what's really cool about the Bach Mercedes 2 is that they solder the bead at the end of the bell like they do with all the other Bachs. You don't find that in a student horn, and hardly ever in an intermediate horn. You know, nickel slide, Bach Mercedes 2. Those two right there. Okay, this one is my Martin Imperial. Right there with the custom counterweight. It doesn't come with a horn, but I put one on it. And here's the other Yamaha YSL 354. I'm going to be wrapping all the slides like this with plastic, because what happens is when I play them and I dry them out, somehow some moisture still goes and it drips on the bell, and then I got to repolish the bell because I don't have these lacquered yet. These are just freshly buffed. Okay, this one is the Caravelle by Don E. Getson. Has its own counterweight. Caravelle, nickel slides with brass sleeves and brass crook. And I believe that's like a 490 bore, because I couldn't fit my 500 mandrel into the slide when I was polishing it. Here's your Con 18H, 500 bore, 8-inch bell, basically the same bell design as the 6H without any of the nickel. Okay, here is the other Con 18H right here, all buffed up and pretty slides. Both of these, actually all three of these Cons, have brand new replaced crooks, because when I buy these things, the crooks are flattened, so there's brand new crooks. And and here's my Coprion, my 18H Coprion, with a modern replacement counterweight on that I bought through Hickey's Music. I think it looks pretty good. Now, I'm not done buffing this one. You can see it's still a little dull. I just got done stripping all the lacquer off it, so I'm going to hit that one here before I put everything away. But yeah, isn't that pretty? That Coprion copper bell, it just shimmers in the sunlight. Actually, it's almost the dusk light, because it's later in the day. But yeah, that's my work for the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 horns, all buffed up, shiny, pretty, and waiting for lacquer. So yeah. So I've been busy, messy hair, buffing stuff all over me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. So we'll get these all prepped up. Feel free to comment on this. Like if you said, don't lacquer them, because some people, they strip the lacquer off their horns because they like the response. Well, some of these student horns quite heavy in terms of the bell weight to give it a nice solid centered tone, and without the lacquer it's even a little more responsive. Especially I'm finding that the last 3 or 4 times that I sold the Coprion, customers have asked for it not to be lacquered. I mean, they'll polish it themselves and stuff, but the Coprion's already soft and produces a warm tone, and they just like it. They like the response that they get out of it. So I don't know. We'll see. I may just coat that one with the museum grade wax preservative to seal it, and then coat it with some automotive, what they call that, ceramic, liquid ceramic polish. So anyway, okay, signing off on this December 1st. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.